Record this session. To begin, for those of you that do not know the URL, I will type it in here. That's how you log in. Now, before you log in, make sure that you select Firefox as your browser. The reason behind this is within our network, internally here, we've experienced some issues with Internet Explorer. So the first choice here is Firefox. If you ever work from home, then you can most definitely try with Internet Explorer or Firefox. Google Chrome is not recommended because SchoolWires does not support Google Chrome. So if there's something that doesn't work on Google Chrome, it's because it's not a browser that's supported by them. So just stick to Firefox. That's the one that I use. And again, to log in, use that URL, which is www.duvalschools.org/admin. You should have rights to that. Once you once you go to this page, it'll then ask for you to put your username and password. Your username and password, you should know these by now. These are the same ones that you use to log into your settings. So we'll begin today. Again, we'll do an overview like we always do of some of the terminology that we use here in SchoolWires. And then I usually introduce one or two new apps, or we'll review some of the ones that I spoke about on our last session. So for most of you that have attended all the sessions, or if you're new, again, these are what we call our channels. So channels are not to be deleted or changed in your schools. Each channel has sections. So when you see your drop-down menu, all of these are sections. And again, you're always going to be working on Site Manager. How do you get to Site Manager? If you are logged in, you should see it at the bottom of your page. So notice how there's Site Manager, which brings you to the home page. Usually start using the district site, but you should be on your own school. So again, the channels have different sections, and each section has what we call pages. So there's channels, sections, and pages. And today we will be mostly working on the layout of those pages, as well as to introducing a couple of new apps. So to start here, I'm just going to pick a random school. And again, if this is your school, I'm auditing currently all schools, so you're not the only one that I will be pointing out. But I will be working with Long Branch today. And again, if you make, today we will do some test pages. Make sure that you delete those pages once we're done after the training. So here is what, so this is Long Page. So notice how they still have some of the generic pictures that I initially made sure that all schools had. So all schools shouldn't have these pictures anymore. These are some of my stock pictures. You should be able to replace them with your own, but again, I will cover this more towards the end of our session. So let's begin here with Long Branch. Okay, and we'll start with their homepage. Now, just a quick overview here. The layout of the homepage should not be changed. You are just to add more. So if you want to change the pictures, this is where you would go. You would click on the picture, the first one. Notice how they have, again, they haven't deleted mine. You want to make sure that you have at least, I would say at least 5 pictures on your front page. And again, I will go through the expectations of those towards the end. How to do this, you would go to upload, and then you select your pictures. So browse. I'm just gonna select another one that I have. Open. Make sure they are high resolution and that they are all pre-sized to 960 by 470. Otherwise, they will look stretched out, and we do not want that. Then you'd click on upload. There's nothing else that you need to do other than to click on publish. I'm not going to click on publish because then they would see this picture on their website and everything's live. But just make sure that you know how to do that. Now, if you ever wanted to look more like the district, and to show you that, I'm going to go back here. The district has banners. Some of them are interactive, which means that they'll take you to another page, or to a YouTube link, and some of them aren't. Some of them are just banners. But again, this is a feature that I can enable individually for each school. So please contact me if you decide to make your slideshow more into a banner, and I can help assist you with that task. Okay, so back to Long Branch here. So that's how you would change your pictures. Now, remember, I don't want to publish mine, but you don't forget to click unpublish once you're done with your changes. I'm going to go back to the home page, and a quick overview here. Quick links, feel free to add any quick links. So even if it's a link within your own website, even if it's a link to maybe a program under programs, but that parents are looking for it. It can also be a link to an outside page, a link to a district page, anything that you would consider quick links. This is how you would do it. And all it asks is you click on new link, link text. I'm just going to click test, web address. Again, you can copy and paste the URL, or you could just type in the URL, and then I would just click on save. Oh, if you are typing it in, it'll probably ask you to add the http://. Then we click on save, and if I refresh my page here, now notice how I now have a test link that'll take me to Google if I click on it. With quick links too, you can organize them by clicking on organize links. You can sort them from A to Z, or you can just rearrange the order, and then you would click on save. So again, because everything's live, I do not want to leave that one there. Going back to the home page. So again, we went through the images, quick links, district links. These are the ones provided by me or by the communications department. So you are not to delete this app. Because this one has to stay in every single school. Feel free to check to see which ones are under district links, which is mainly the ones that parents are looking for. Many of them wanted transportation, a strategic plan, parent academy, school grades. That's a popular one. So make sure that these links are always in your school, that app is not deleted. So you don't have access to it. Notice anything that says shared, that means that it's just someone else created that app and they just shared it with your school. Announcements. What are the expectations for announcements? Well, we want that app to be active for one, but we do not expect you to have a whole list of announcements. And if you are going to have announcements, make sure that they expire. So this is a perfect example, because if they do not expire, then let me just show you an example here of a school. And again, I randomly see all the schools, so I know some of the content for most of them. So I think it was Paxson here. Let's just test them. Okay, so this is a great example of what I'm looking for announcements. So notice how they have a few. Again, this is optional, adding, the dividing line. You can have links within your announcements because it works just like a Flex editor. But you can also set them to expire. What we don't want is a whole list of them, because that's not what this spot right here is meant for. It's announcements. They should be able to expire. If you have more than this text, then feel free to create a page under any one of your sections that it will take them there, and they can read more information in regards to your announcement. And again, always refer to the district website for if you need more like direction, or if you need an example. Use the district website. That's pretty much what we do. Our announcements will take you to all of these will take you to another page, or just somewhere where you can read more. So for instance, if I click here, it takes me to a page, and these are all just like Flex editors. You can change the font, you can make the size bigger, and you can link to other URLs. So make sure that you use the district for an example. So that's announcements. What we don't want to see, and I'm trying to find, okay, so for instance, this is great, but we don't need a logo, an announcement, because again, that defeats the purpose. Announcements are supposed to be short and simple. Parent survey, this is great, so this is a good example. But again, try to keep all of your fonts similar, because we're trying to keep the font, internet friendly. Verdana, or some of the basic ones, Times New Roman. just nothing like Comic Sans or anything that's not really website friendly. So try to keep your font similar throughout your entire website, but especially when you're having multiple announcements. So that's just some of the examples of what some schools use announcements for. So we're going to go back here to our home page. And now we have, again, ignore that one. That's another app that I share temporarily with some schools. Welcome message. Welcome message, as you see in most of them, should be short. Now, mission and vision should really not be there because that's why we had a vision mission statement under About Us. Best welcome message, or not a best one, but some that I would recommend is, let's just see what Arlington here has. So this is something simple. See, short and simple. Again, the font, try to keep it similar, but short and simple. It should be a message about your school. Welcome to your page. So something that will encourage parents to visit your site often. So make sure that that's short and simple. I mean, I've seen descriptions of maybe a principal's background or where they went to school. That's not really where that belongs. That belongs under About Us, principal's page, or feel free to create more or our history. But your welcome message should be short. And again, when conducting all of our audits, I will probably make notes as to if you're missing some specific information. So that's a welcome. Featured video. Featured video app looks something similar to this. Now I will go probably not as detailed with this app because I have a video that's just specifically for how to embed a YouTube video. But if this task is too complicated, feel free to send me the link to your YouTube video once you've uploaded that, and I can change it to this. This comes from the embed code on YouTube. How does that work? Well, if we were on YouTube here, and if I were to click on share, and then if I click on embed, it gives me this code. All you could do is copy and paste. However, if you copy and paste that code, make sure that you change the size to 275 and 200 because that is the required size that fits in between your columns. Other than that, 500 or anything bigger than that, it's just huge and it goes over to the next column, which is what we don't want. So again, if you get stuck in this part of the process, please feel free to send me an email and I can help you with this part. Video, I think it should change often. I mean, sometimes you'll notice that some schools have the same video. That's just the sample video that I put on all schools, but feel free to replace mine for your own. I know some schools have projects, but again, what we don't want to see is two videos running at the same time. I know there was a school, again, I'm not sure if this one's the one, but okay. And again, I've seen multiple, but just make sure that you have one video, not two. We're not wanting two videos running at the same time because we already have a banner. So just one video. Again, if you have multiple videos, and I know some of you maybe have lab projects, you can put that under parents and create a page for more videos. Okay, so quickly going here to the home page, upcoming events, you don't really need to click on this app because upcoming events are all generated from your calendar, which is what we're going to do next. For the calendar, okay, so Long Branch calendar. Make sure that you always have events there. You should have up to 30 days. I know schools have more than just one event, spring break and early dismissal. Sometimes if it's reading night or anything that's relevant for parents, make sure that you add it to your calendar. So there should always be, so for instance, this is a good example. There should always be events on your website. I should not see just blank pages. So let's just go back here to Long Branch. How do I add an event? It's very simple. You click on new event, and I'm going to call mine test. You give it a start date, a start time. If there is not an end time, you then click on no end time. If there is, you just change it here. If it's an all day, you just click on all day. And I'm just going to leave mine as an all day. Description is usually optional. Category. Notice how there's different labels and different colors. So usually whatever you're looking for, you can find it here. You don't have to give it a category or a specific color, but this is just so that, you know, your calendar looks a little bit different. So I'm just going to make mine field trip, and I'm going to click on save. Now all the events should be, I believe it's up to 7, can be displayed here. Now, spring break or any event that that runs long, you can always say spring break begins, and then maybe on the 21st spring break ends. That way you don't have all of these dates covered, because some schools do use their calendars, so some schools will have like multiple events going on at the same time. So that's just some helpful advice. So moving back here, now we're going to go to the layout of the page. I'm going to create a test page. I'm going to create mine under programs. So I'm going to click on programs. So again, programs is the channel, but it has a workspace where you can create sections. I'm going to create my section, and then I'm going to create a page. So to create a section, you would click on new section. Select blank section. For now, until you're a little bit more advanced, then we can have more options, but blank section. And then all you have to do is you click on save. Now, some of you, again, are a little bit more advanced, and you're like, what if I want maybe text section to take me to an outside page or to a district website? There are ways of doing that. You can click on options, advanced, and then you can either, you would copy and paste the URL here, or you can browse. And usually when you click on browse, it'll browse through your own site. It'll tell you which site. You have to select the section, and you have to select the page. Or you can just copy and paste the URL, and then you would click on save. That's if you want to create a direct link. So if they click on test section, it just takes them to that page instead of taking them to another page and then taking them to that link where it says click here. So that just kills all of those steps, and it's what we call a direct link. But however, today I'm going to create a page because I want to show you how to change the layout of a page. So I'm going to click on test section. And now it takes me to the section workspace. And again, now I have the option to create pages. And this is how you know where you're at. So instead of new section, now it says new page. So you then click on new page. Now here's where it gets interesting. Yes, there are different and available page types that you can use. However, as I was going through the audits, I know some of you are not very familiar with the other apps. So I would recommend that you only stick to the 3 that I'm about to show you. File library page. This is a page that I would like to see for all of you that want to upload PDFs, whether it's a newsletter, whether it's a form, a document, anything. That should always be a file library page when you have more than a couple. Plus, the list looks a lot nicer, and I will show you an example. Flex page. This page we've seen many, many times. It's meant mainly for text, and it works very similar to like your Word document. Same menu toolbar and very similar features. So flex pages for text. Link library. This app is made for URLs. So maybe you've probably seen that you saw that on your main page, the quick links and district links. Those are all coming from this link library page. So please stick to these 3. If you feel like you're in a more advanced level and you're ready to try something different, you can always contact me and I can show you what the other apps do. But for now, these 3 will pretty much do just about anything. So we're going to start with our file library page. So my page is going to have the file library page. I'm going to call mine documents. Okay. So normally I would just click on the title documents and then I just start adding my PDFs and I'm done. But again, I want to show you how to add maybe multiple apps in one page and change the layout all at once. So what I'm going to do, and again, you can have your page active or you can make your page inactive by just clicking on the active button. But I'm going to go to Actions, Edit Page, and it brings me to this section. So again, if I were to just click right now on the File Library app, right away I can start adding my PDFs. But before that, I want to change the layout of that page, and I want to make sure that it also has other apps included. So I'm going to go to Manage Apps and Layout, and now it brings me to this section. You can add the app first, or you can change the layout first. It doesn't matter. So first, maybe I'm going to change the layout. And maybe I want my layout to look like this. The right sidebar, there's a symbol, which means you only get 2 columns, and right sidebar in this one, the difference is that you've got 2 more. You've got a header and a footer, pretty much. So you can just put text at above, and you can add links at the bottom, or however you want it to look. Or you could have that 2 column where they're the same width. So maybe I'm just going to choose this one here, and I'm going to click on apply. And again, you can always go back and change the layout. So no layout is final. You can always change it again. And I'm going to start adding my apps. So I'm going to add my Flex Editor app. And I know okay, Flex Editor app. So this is going to be my welcome message. And I'm going to add my link library app. These are going to be my quick links. And just to show you how the video works all in one, I'm going to add the embed code app. Featured video. Well, it's going to be my sample video. Sample video. Okay. So now I'm just going to arrange the whole thing. So maybe I want my video to be at the bottom because, again, I have to make sure that the size fits. The file library app will be here. My quick links will be to my right. So that's going to be my layout. And then when you're done, just click on I'm done. So let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start with the Flex Editor. Again, most of you are very familiar with this. I invite you to watch one of my first video, the general overview, which gives you more details as to what you can do with the Flex Editor. So today I'm just going to say, welcome to my test section. Okay. Thus, the font size should be, the font type should be Verdana, and we're looking for font size 2. So please make sure that throughout your entire website, this is what you keep your size to. Unless, again, you have a header, you can always change the color, but we do not accept Comic Sans. So if you do have it, make sure you change it to one of the acceptable ones, Arial, again, Times New Roman, Verdana. Try to stick to those 3. And the font size should be 2. Sometimes I've seen like huge font and then tiny little font that you can barely read. So make sure that you stay consistent throughout your entire website. Here, you can also add, so if I say contact us, you can also link to email addresses, and I could show you how to do that. We will go to insert link, email address, okay, and then you click on insert link. How did I do that? Again, if I just, you could also type in the name, and then you highlight the word, and then you go to insert link. Oh, wrong one, okay. Okay, again, there's other features. There's bookmark and there's web address. For web address, all you do is you go to web address and you could type it in here, or again, just like I did, you type in the word, you highlight it, and then you copy and paste. So google.com. Okay, and then the other one that I wanted to show you, since we're already here, is for your site. So you choose a site, maybe a Philip Randolph. You select the channel, about us, the section, photos, and the page. And now I have a link to that page. Or again, if you type in the word and you highlight it, you could have this whole URL hidden, or more of a friendly URL. But that's pretty much how this section works. And I'm just gonna delete that. Same thing for documents. If you just have one PDF, you can always use the insert file link. But again, most of you have more than one, so I will show you today how to use that other feature. And all of this works pretty similar. If you're copying and pasting from Word, make sure that your text is short. Why? Because most people don't scroll down. So you can always create sub pages. But if you are copying and pasting from Word, you could just click here where it says paste from Word and copy and paste it there. And then you would click on insert. That just respects the formatting a little bit better than the average one. So I'm pretty much all done with my page. Then you'd click on save. And now I'm going to go back to my section. Okay. So again, I remember I named the whole page documents. But maybe I want to change it and I want to just call my whole page test. To change the name of your page, you go to Actions, Page Options, and we're going to call this Welcome. Okay. And again, now I want to keep editing the other apps, so we go to Edit Page, and now we're back here. So let's start adding those PDFs. So File Library App, New File. So this is how you start adding PDFs. We're going to call this Test-2. Again, description is optional for your PDF, so you don't, unless you're trying to explain what the form is about or something to that extent. But otherwise, you just need to add a title. And then you click on Select File. And I'm going to select, make sure that all of your documents are PDFs before you upload them to the website. Otherwise, sometimes it just doesn't work, or the extension, others can't open it. So make sure that it's a PDF. And notice how it says working. Once you see the title of your PDF there, then you can go ahead and click on save. Now I'm just going to add another one so that you can see how we can also arrange the order. Okay, there we go. Okay, then we click on save. We could sort files. Maybe I want the second one for the third one, and then you click on save, or you can, as you can see, you can always do it also in alphabetical order. So now I've got my 2 pages here. Now, one thing that I wanted to show you also is notice how we also have options here. What this does is sometimes, and not always, again, this is not necessary, but maybe you want to give your apps a what we call a title or a header. Maybe I want to call these forms. And but if you click here where it says show the app name on my page, you will make it visible. So those forms in that app will have that subheader. So we'll click on save just so that you see what that'll look like. And now we'll go to back to my welcome page. Because again, if you click on the section, it takes you to a section. If you click on the page, it brings you back here. So we're going to click now on quick links. We're going to start adding links. To add links, we're going to create a new link. I'm going to call this Google. And then remember to add the HTTP because sometimes it is required. Okay. And then, well, the other one should have been, or let me just call mine. Okay. And again, you can sort the links or in alphabetical order. But we're going to go back here to our welcome page. So we did that. We did the form, we documents, link library, the welcome page. Let's see what it looks like before we add the video. And I know I added, and I'm going to refresh my page. Make sure you refresh your page often when you're creating pages. So sometimes you might not see it, but you have to refresh the page. And again, only use Firefox. Otherwise, on Internet Explorer, things look different. Click on test section here. And this is what our page looks like so far. Notice how the layout, this was my Flex editor. So the more text I add, this will just be dropped down. We have our forms here and then our quick links. And again, I can give these links a header too if I decide to make that option. But maybe at the bottom of this page, I want to add my video. So we're going to go back here to our site manager and we have the embed code app. And let's just see what that looks like. And again, videos are usually in the front, so I know the size for that one is a little bit different. So if I just change, again, it should be, if you're going to put it on the front of your page, of your home page, it should be 200 by 275. Otherwise, let's see what this looks like. And then let's refresh our page. Okay, so that's our video there. So notice how you could have text, you could have, this is better than linking them within text because people could see that they're PDFs and then they could just go straight to that section of your page. All other pages that you create will always be listed to your left. So sometimes it's not necessary to relist them under quick links. But this is essentially what you could do with the different layouts. So another thing that I wanted to show you here is, again, if I go to quick links and you decide to make that visible for everyone, you want them to see that header, you just click on show the app name on my page, you click on save, and now we see quick links too. They have a header. So again, you've seen so far how we learned how to create a page, how to change the layout, what the file library does, which is what I recommend for documents, what your quick links do, and the embed video code. So I wanted to move on to another app that I think I've showed some of you, but since we still have time here, we're going to go back to our main section, and I'm going to create a new page. And this one's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to just select my Flex page, and this is going to be our Contact Us page. Okay. Now here's the thing. Before I go in and to edit this one and to make it look how I want it to look, I wanted to show you that if you click on Organized Pages, not only can you drag and drop the order, but you can create sub pages. If I click on Contact Us and I drop it, on top, it'll just be on top of welcome. But if I drop it inside the welcome box, what I just did is I just create a sub page of welcome. So make sure that you use this tool to organize all of the pages for those of you that have several pages under the different channels. Now I'm going to click on save. And now I'm going to click on Actions, Edit Page, because maybe I want to change the layout again. And I'm going to show you a new app. Some of you maybe are familiar with this one, but for those of you that are new, there is another app that I've been wanting to show you. If we click on Manage Apps and Layout, I'm going to click on this app that I've been using for many things. It's called the Minibase app. What the Minibase does is it works similar to a table, but for those of you that do not want to use tables, and again, I don't recommend using tables with SchoolWires because sometimes the formatting is different. So this is your best option. Contact Us. A Minibase will pretty much do anything that a table can do. You can click on I'm done. Now I'm just going to say below is our contact info. Save. And let's go back to show you what the Minibase looks like. So we would click here on the Minibase app. And it says, start by setting up your fields. So field name. Maybe this is a table that you could use potentially. And I'm going to show you what the end result looks like. Departments. So this is a Minibase right here. And this is also a Minibase. So you could use it for contact information. You can use it to list different, maybe grade levels. But mainly anything that looks similar to a table you could do with a Minibase. So I'm going to have name, department, and email. When you're done, you click on Set Fields and Continue. New record, Jane Jones, Department, Technology, email, jonesj at, okay, and maybe John, Department, okay. So make sure that you have all of your, and again, there's other ways if you already have a list, a CSV list where you have a bunch of different contacts, you can do it that way or you can do it manually. So let's see what our contact page looks like now. So let's refresh this here. And now notice how I see a Contact Us page. Again, subpages you will only see if you click on the main page. So I'm going to click on Contact Us. And now I have a mini base there. So again, it just makes everything look more organized and neat versus if you're trying to, I don't know, this could work perfectly for your principal's contact information or for that Contact Us. If you have, you know, a few names on that list that you want to have their department and their email address, and maybe you can also have a telephone number. This is the app that you want to use. Again, if you are confused or if you get stuck in a part of that process, make sure you send me an email before. So going back here, and again, there's another possibility of forms. That's one more thing that I wanted to show you what forms do. And I'm going to go back here to our main district site. The last thing here that I wanted to show you, I'm going to go to Tools. There is a capability of creating forms. Now for this, I'm probably going to just do a video tutorial just on forms. Or you could always, once you've created your form, whether it's on a PDF or in a Word document, you can contact me and we can work with it together. All you need is really an email that all these form submissions are going to go to, but potentially it could look like this. If I just click on View, a form is very simple. You could just make it do pretty much whatever you want it to do. Contact information, the different displays, and then once you click on done, the form is then submitted and it goes to a specific email address. But I just wanted to show you like just the different ones that we have. This is probably, yes, this is the background of what the form actually looks like, but the final product is here. So see, they can be different. Again, all you need is that email address that it would go to. So if you start working on it on your own and then contact me, I can help you with that. So this is another opportunity of using a different feature. And again, I will have a video on those specific things, like on a mini base, forms, and other features that I'm currently working on. So you've learned quite a few things today. But what I wanted to talk about before we leave today is some of those expectations of the front page. And I know I always end the training sessions with that. So just very quickly here, expectations, upcoming events, we need to see always that your calendar is active. Do not want to see inactive calendars because parents, believe it or not, we have reports that tell us how many visitors your website has, and that's how we could tell the statistics. So parents visit your website very often, almost if not daily, often. So you need to make sure there's always calendar events. Work with your billing secretary, work with someone to give you the information that you need for the events. Again, the welcome message can be short and simple. Welcome to Long Branch. I mean, this is short enough. This is fine. Video, feel free to change our video for your own. Announcements, keep them short. Keep all of the font consistent. Quick links, you should definitely add a few. Now the pictures. We should not be able to see any of these stock images anymore. It's almost going to be a year now. So by now, you should not have any of these stock images. If you feel like you need stock images, you can always get them online. But again, what are we looking for pictures? It could be most definitely a banner. We're looking for pictures of students of a specific activity. Again, if you need to subtitle it, just like we have our district site, and I'm going to show you here again. I can enable this feature for you, because sometimes you will see the schools that have great, let's just check one of these, that they have great pictures, but you're like, well, what event was that? What happened? Again, if you do not resize your pictures to 960 by 470 prior to uploading them, they will look stretched out. Make sure that they're high resolution. We don't want to see just 3 pictures of the parking lot and the front door. Like at this point, I mean, I know that was the requirement initially, but by now you should be able to see students, activities. Yes, maybe one of the pictures should always be a picture of your building. For the most part, we expect those pictures to change because I'm sure there's different students every year or there's different events. So make sure that these pictures here are changed constantly and that they're high resolution. And again, that they have a title for the specific event. You can always create a page under parents called events. That way they have more information of a specific, if this was reading night, that would have been perfect to have a title there. So make sure that you have that. We don't want pictures of your logo. The logo is going to go up here, and I know for those of you that I'm still working on it, I could show you, if you did send me a high resolution logo already, I could work with that and I could show you how to post it right on your website. If you haven't heard from me, but you really want to have your logo, you can have something small here, but just not a huge logo as one of your picture banners, because that is not what the district is looking for, especially because not all schools have that. Some of them, like I said, they already have their own logo. Font and color, again, just keep it nice and simple. Do not change the order of the layout because, again, we're doing audits, so all schools have that specific layout that we initially created for you. So make sure that you keep that layout. Make sure that you, again, that all this information is updated and current, because parents expect to see specific things. If you get a lot of phone calls about specific forms, maybe you can add that as a quick link, a form, or maybe you can add under parents page called forms and documents for parents, and you can just have them listed there with the file library. So make sure that you keep all of your website updated with enough content and with consistent font. Now this is the time to address any questions specifically about today's session. Anything that's more detailed, you feel free to send me an email and I can answer that individually. But do any of you have any questions so far about what we've talked about today? I'll probably give you guys about a minute or so. Okay, so there's no questions. Again, feel free to send me an email if you feel more comfortable that way. But other than that, I will continue to do web sessions. It's usually every other Wednesday, but this Wednesday I just and we had a meeting, so I moved it on to Thursday. But again, I will upload individual training tutorials for specific features. And if you need access for another person to help you with your website, please make sure that I have her name or his or her name. They need to attend or view a training session before getting access. So it's very important that they register for a training session first, and they do need approval from the principal. So those are usually the requirements for anybody to receive access for that. Okay, so if there are no further questions, thank you for coming today, and I will upload this video tomorrow for the rest of you that want to see it on YouTube. Thank you.